Hello, Moonbeams, and welcome back to my channel. This is Donna Kass at Mystic Moon School, and we are here this week to discuss the moon signs that Mama Moon will be moving through this week and the aspects she will be making to both the personal planets and the outer planets, And it's a big week. I actually feel that this is a big month, okay? And when I say month, I am talking about the period of time between this past week's full moon, the first of two full moons in Capricorn, which was at 1 degree, which I discussed in depth in my last podcast. So from the full moon last week in Capricorn at 1 degree, from that day, which I believe was Friday, until the end of July, when we are having the second of two full moons in Capricorn, and that one will be at 29 degrees, the final culminating degree of any sign, which indicates mastery, graduation, completion, culmination, all the words, right? And that will be on July 21st. So it was from June 21st to July 21st. We are in a bit of an accelerated time crunch, and I'm going to get into that, why that is, and then we will have an extended rebalancing, if you will, and realigning, and we will have that extended period of time going all the way until November. But in a nutshell, my beautiful moonbeams, the time is now, okay? There is no more putting off, sweeping things under the rug, procrastinating, making excuses, I'm going to say it, being lazy, being, just literally escaping. Now, and I will discuss that tendency is going to feel strong because of Neptune's influence as well. But that is why I am excited for this podcast. I hope that you are too. Go ahead, grab your delicious drink, whatever that may be for you, and your journal. Or if you're going to go out and take a walk and listen to this podcast, and then you can come back to kind of taking some notes for the week ahead for yourself. But I will say that this is not a time for us to drop into victim mindset. There will be moments of overwhelm, but I'm going to walk you through this, okay? I've got your back. The universe has got your back always, always, okay? So the time is now. Let's get to work, all right? So I'm going to start in with Monday, June 24th. Now, I just want you to know that I set my charts at 11:11 a.m. and I use a whole sign chart system, and that is how I come up with the transits, the degree points, and what houses they fall in, okay? So as we start off the week, and I feel this is extremely supportive energy for us to kind of get really, really clear, tap into clarity of how and what we need to focus on now to buckle down and get to work, basically. And I'll explain what I mean by that. But Mama Moon starts off this week in Aquarius. Aquarius is an air sign. It is literally fixed air, Aquarius. And so that is, in its highest expression, clarity. You know, when you have clarity on something, it is just, it's like, I almost picture it like it's an iceberg. Like it's not even moving. It's right there and you can see it so clearly. It's, jutted up out of the sea, and it is immovable. Like when you have clarity on something, it is so rooted and stable and, clear, right? Like clarity is just like, oh my gosh, yes, I see it now. I see it and I understand it and I get it. And so when the moon is in Aquarius, and by the way, she will be trining, which is super supportive aspect, Jupiter in Gemini, also air, the mind. So I am feeling that, especially on Monday, we are going to have real clarity, and especially if that is your intention and you want to seek clarity on what it is you need to focus on. Focus. Fixed air is when you are able to focus clearly on what needs your attention now. Now, I am going to suggest that somewhere in your home space, you have something, whether it's a whiteboard, it's a piece of paper that you tape to the wall, and you write the dates, June 21st with an arrow to July 21st. Okay? This is the hourglass. Okay? This is, let's set the timer. We have a month. We have a month to deal with our responsibilities, to, if we're really clear already on what our goals are, what our next steps are, what we really need to focus on when it comes to building something, creating something, building some kind of foundation for what's to come for ourselves, some project, maybe it's inner work, okay? Whatever it is for you, because it can be an outer manifestation, certainly, but it could also be inner work. So let's tap into the moon in Aquarius Monday and into Tuesday, and let's focus. Okay, let's focus. Write those dates up where you can see it every single day. And this is not to put pressure and like make you anxious. This is to say, you know what? I'm going to do a little bit every day on whatever it is for you that you need to focus on, that you need to put the work in. You know what that is, okay? You know what it is. If you're listening to this, you know what that is. It doesn't mean that it has to be perfect. It doesn't mean that you can't go back and tweak certain things later. We're building a foundation. So take your time, be focused, right? That fixed air at the beginning of this week. And just lay out some foundational things for yourself. Maybe that means you're going to write the to-do list out. All right, these are the things that I know over the next month and then till the end of the year, because remember I said we have an extended time period to roll it out, if you will, to really work on and embody and kind of put together the pieces of our foundation from now until the end of this year. And so perhaps, like I said, maybe the beginning of this week, Monday, Tuesday, you're going to want to write that to-do list, okay? Just get clear. Tap into that fixed air. Focus. Set your focus and say, you know what? I'm going to buckle down for these 2 days. I'm going to get really clear on what I want my focus to be on, my responsibilities, the things that maybe I have been kind of putting to the side, letting pile up. I'm going to address them now. I'm going to deal with them now, and I'm going to get to work. Because I promise you, if you push through whatever is holding you back and you get to work now, it's going to pay off. We have this next month to really get to work. I promise you, the universe is going to reward you. And I'm going to get into it, how the planets are working for us. But put the work in now, okay? Put the work in now. You will reap the rewards. And we talked about this in Moon School over this last weekend. And, you know, the rewards are sometimes outward manifestations. Yes, certainly. Certainly they are. Sometimes it's recognition. Sometimes it's monetary. Sometimes it is just some sort of outward manifestation that you've been working towards experiencing in your life. But sometimes the rewards of your hard work are feeling into your authentic self, really feeling at home within yourself. And there's nothing better than that, right? Sometimes the inner rewards are self-validation, self-confidence and esteem, strength, inner strength, feeling empowered, right? Feeling like, I've got this. Wow, like I can count on myself. So whatever you are working on now, whether it is an outward manifestation that you are trying to create in the world, or it is an inner manifestation, or some combination of both, put in the work now, dedicate yourself and focus over these next 30 days until July 21st. And I promise you, you will build something within yourself and your world that you can be so proud of, that is going to elevate you into your next level. Okay? 100%. Okay, so now let's get into a little bit more of the energies here with Mama Moon. On Monday, you know, part of this Moon in Aquarius and trining Jupiter in Gemini is that we are able to, and I feel that this is in general how we're able to focus, is that we can detach emotionally from something. And we can just get really clear mentally and say, and be objective. That's a beautiful Aquarius word, objectivity. We're not letting emotions cloud our judgment or even just weigh in, right? There's no push and pull with the heart and mind here. This is full on mental clarity and focus. And so I feel that that is really supporting us right now. The moon is also on Monday trining the South Node. The South Node is all about what you are ready to let go of. So if you are feeling like, yeah, I can clean house a little here. I'm going to declutter my mind. I'm going to declutter my desk. I'm going to declutter all the other things that are popping in saying, I need your attention. I'm going to let that go because I'm able to really focus on what I want my efforts to be poured into over the next month. Okay? And also on Monday, we also have a beautiful trine with Saturn and Mercury. So Saturn is a huge player this week. Huge. And I'm going to get into that because on Saturday, we're building towards it all week. Okay? But on Saturday, there's a shift. And we may very well feel that. So on Monday, the Mercury trining Saturn, again, it's more energy of clear, structured thought. Okay? We just have so much energy helping us to feel this incredible focused clarity, especially on Monday. Now, I do want to acknowledge something though. Okay? Next week, on Tuesday, Neptune is going to go retrograde. And that is a really big deal, okay? And it's building. We may be feeling a pull towards dreaminess and daydreaming and wanting to escape our responsibilities. And maybe we're feeling a pull towards creativity and we're just feeling more creative. And so the shadow sides of Neptune and Neptune going retrograde could be that victim mentality and overwhelm. Okay, so what I suggested before about just do a to-do list, write it out, get it out of your head. Okay? So that you can see things on paper. Maybe you make a timeline for yourself over the next month. You know, each week, every couple of days, you're going to focus on something. You're going to check things off your list so that you can mitigate. You can mitigate the overwhelm. You can mitigate that victim, mentality where it's just like, ugh, why? Why me? Why is it all on me, right? We are not dropping into that, okay? We're not. And because we know that there is a push-pull here, but we're aware, and we're simply not going to give into it because you know what? We have a time. We have a time block to really get it done. So there's no time for the victim mentality right now. There's no time for overwhelm. And I'm going to discuss with you how we're going to mitigate that further, okay? Because we have to make time for rest and we have to make time for creativity and a healthy escape, okay? That is very important, but don't allow yourself to drop into that victim mentality, that confusion, that wanting to just, drink every night or escape through substances. Okay, we're not doing that. We're not. We're beyond that now, especially because we have the awareness that, we're striking right now while the iron is hot. And I love that for us. You can look at that hourglass as, oh my gosh, I'm under pressure, or you could be like, let's fucking go, right? Let's fucking go. It's time, and I am going to strike while the iron is hot. I know that the planetary energies, that the moon is supporting me, and I'm here every week to walk you through it, to support you. And guess what? You are your own best support, right? You can do this. All right. So I'm going to suggest very strongly you fight the urge. Anytime you're going to drop into overwhelm and victim consciousness, especially over the next week, instead say, okay, you know what? I don't have to stop, but I can take a rest. Okay? That is very important, to honor the rest. We talked about over the weekend in Moon School that the Cancer Capricorn axis in part is about the cycle of work and rest. And that is going to be very, very important for us all to be acutely aware of over the next month until that second full moon in Capricorn at 29 degrees. Yes, we are getting to work, but we have to honor when we need rest. So I am not talking about the patriarchal linear burnout, go until you burn out. That's not what I'm suggesting over the next month. I am saying that we're stepping into our power. We're saying, I'm stepping up. I'm taking care of my responsibilities. I'm making my list of what I am building now, my next steps. And I am not going to push things under the rug anymore or put it to the side. I'm getting to work, but I'm also going to honor when I need a break and when I need some rest and something to replenish myself. That is part of this cycle. It is very important that we honor the rest, that we honor the replenishment and the beauty that we deserve. You know what? I wasn't going to do this, but I think I am going to read it to you. It's what I wrote for Capricorn. And I'm just going to read, I'm going to read part of this that I think applies here. And I hope that you really remember this. It's a beautiful visualization. So you can remember this over the next month when you are vacillating between the work and the rest. Okay, so let's see. I wrote about Capricorn as the sea goat, and yes, this is a good place to start. Her work ethic is strong, and yet she honors the truth that rest is part of her cycle, not the false idea that a relentless, linear approach towards constant achievement is a sustainable way to live. She knows that all the work that she puts in will reap abundance, and she has patience on the path, immersed in the process. There is more to that. Let's see, do I have it here? But I think that's good for now. You know, she treks up the mountain, but you have to rest along the way, right? You rest at a beautiful brook to take a drink of water. You take a little rest in the grass and the wildflowers, right? You stop and, you know, take in the beauty and the cooling mist that comes off the waterfall. And then you trek up the mountain again. There's a cycle here, and we need to honor this. Each and every one of us, we need to honor it over the next month, okay? All right, so I'm not going to belabor that anymore. So, alrighty, we're going to move into Tuesday, and the moon is still in Aquarius. Really interesting energy happening on Tuesday because the moon is going to sextile Chiron. And Chiron, as I've talked about before, is the wounded healer. And so when there's a sextile, which is a really empowering energy, it's supportive, but it's empowering. The moon is still in that air sign, and yet she's making this really empowered and supportive aspect to the wounded healer, which is usually quite emotional energy. So I feel that on Tuesday, you could really feel that empowerment within you, like, wow, look at how far I've come. I've got this, right? Like, I've healed so much within myself. I have clarity, Aquarius, around that. I am ready for this next chapter. I am ready to lay the foundation here, and I'm going to keep going because I know I have the ability to heal within myself because I've done so much already. And then the moon will be making a square, which is, yes, can be tension, but I often think of it as taking some action steps with Uranus. And so Uranus rules Aquarius. Okay, Uranus is the modern ruler of Aquarius. Saturn is the ancient ruler of Aquarius, and I'm going to talk about Saturn a lot more as we move through the week. But for now, the moon in Aquarius is making that action-oriented aspect with Uranus, and so I'm pretty excited for that because I always feel like we get the epiphanies, right? Those lightning bolts of ideas when the moon is in Aquarius, right? And it's making that really dynamic aspect to Uranus that rules Aquarius. So it's like, bam, the lightning bolt hits, the light bulb goes on over your head, and you're like, wow, I get it now. I just made that connection. I just had that epiphany. I just got that new innovative idea that I've been waiting for. It just dropped right into my mind. So that really could be happening for you on Tuesday. Open yourself up to that. Be open to receiving that on Tuesday. You know, first thing in the morning, set that intention on Tuesday. Like, okay, universe, I am ready to receive those innovations, those innovative ideas, that creativity that wants to drop in to help me find solutions, right? That benefit all, me and all of those that I am working with in my life. Okay, so let's see. All right, so Wednesday we're going to have a shift, okay? The moon moves in to Pisces, beautiful water sign. And as we know, it is Cancer season, which means the sun is in Cancer. So hello, Wednesday, we wake up and we are literally floating in the ocean. Okay? Because the moon is in water, Pisces, and the sun is in water, Cancer. And this is gonna feel beautiful, okay? Because the sun and the moon are trining each other. And the moon is also trining Venus. Venus, our planet of love and relating to others and our values and loving on ourselves and our self-worth. Okay, so this is beautiful energy that we're waking up into on Wednesday morning. So I feel this might be a really great morning to meditate. Take a shower meditation, like when you first wake up and you hop in the shower, speak to the water. Tap into the source energy that comes through the water. Open up your crown chakra. Open up your heart chakra. Be open to receiving those beautiful messages that the divine has just for you. I feel that Pisces is in its highest expressions, right? Pisces is the oneness, the unity with all, the love, the unconditional love, compassion, kindness. It's the ability to rise above anything that is happening, to see it from source perspective, and to be at one with it, and to have love for the situation. So definitely tap in, right, to the highest expressions of this energy. The sun is in Cancer. Allow yourself to really feel at home, Cancer, to feel at home within yourself. I have this adorable, here it is, this adorable little creation I was playing with on Canva. They have this little AI feature now, and so I had gifts for my moon sisters as we were culminating our time together, and I created this for one of my moon sisters who has a Cancer moon, and I did all of them as either cats or dogs. And so I just wanted to share it with you all. Since we are in Cancer season, I figured you would really get a kick out of this. It's adorable, right? And so, but you can see like the crab, is immersed in the sea, right? The water. And so really love on yourself on Wednesday, even if that's just a few moments of patting yourself on the back, hugging yourself, feeling at home within yourself, because you have created a home within yourself. And if you are still working on that, with quite frankly, we always are. You can take some time today, on Wednesday, right? On Thursday, to, when the moon is in water, signs, yes, you can feel a little more emotional, but you're absolutely in your feminine. So be open to receiving. That is what the feminine does. She receives. She receives the messages from the divine. She receives help and assistance from others in her life. She is open to receiving love, kindness, and compassion, right? And so be open to receiving joy, like whatever it is for you, be open to receiving because you deserve it. And this would be a moment to, take some time on Wednesday into Thursday for a little bit of rest and being in your flow, whatever that means for you. It's going to be different for everyone, right? It always is. On Wednesday, Venus is squaring the nodes at 11 degrees precisely. And I find this to be really fascinating energy. When Venus squares the nodes, I feel, sorry, we have a lot, it's very breezy today on this highly air day. When Venus squares the nodes, this is an activation point. It's an activation moment. And so moving on your destined path ahead, the North Node, you may meet someone, you may have a conversation with a woman in your life, you may meet a woman in your life, you may meet a special romantic interest in your life. You may be letting go of one as well, because not only is Venus squaring the North Node, but she is also the South Node, which is all about letting go, right? As I mentioned earlier on. And so, just be open Wednesday. Just take note of who comes in and who you are feeling like you're ready to let go of. Okay, that might play out for you. Of course, it does depend on your own chart, right? And where this is happening in your chart. And so just a little reminder, you can always pop on to my website if you are interested in having a natal chart reading with me, a solar return chart reading with me. My readings are super in-depth. They're an hour and a half. They're on Zoom. I record it so that you have the ability to go back and listen again and again. And they're really extremely validating and empowering. So, yes. Okay. So now we're going to come to Thursday, the big day, because the moon is still in Pisces, but she's going to be conjunct Saturn. And the reason I'm saying this is a big day because I feel like it's an activation for what's going to happen on Saturday. And so on Thursday, when the moon is conjunct 19 degrees with Saturn, you may feel, right, the moon in Pisces, feeling that victim, like overwhelm. So now this may or may not play out for you in that way. Instead, it may play out for you like, oh, I am doubling down on my work ethic because I really just feel that super motivation. I'm ready to get down to work. And I'm really like, yeah, let's hit the books, whatever that is for you, right? Whatever you're working on. But warning that if you do feel the overwhelm, because Pisces in its lowest expression is that victim mindset. Right? Like you are consumed by the ocean. You are being dragged down into the depths and you can't swim. It's like Pisces in its lowest expression is being pulled by the undertow. You have no control. And you feel totally, at the will of the undertow of the ocean, the depths, and you have no choice at that point, right? What do we do when we're in the undertow? We do not swim harder. We let go. We surrender. And we allow the tide to bring us back in slowly but surely. So surrender. If you are feeling pulled, if you are feeling the overwhelm, that victim mindset, please let go. Please let go of those overwhelming feelings and float. Just float. Go take a break. Okay? How can you float? You can go onto YouTube and find a beautiful guided meditation on surrender. Perfect. You can play music for yourself and dance. You can take a shower, take a bath, let it all go. Wash your hands in cold water, let it go. Whatever it is for you that will help you to surrender and let those feelings of overwhelm and victim mindset wash over you, and let the tide bring you back in to the shore. Okay? This will pass. Stop the resistance. Stop trying to swim against it. Because that Saturn, right? That Saturn energy is the work ethic. Can be the tough love. It can be harsh. And so if you are feeling all of that on Thursday, this is the antidote to that, okay? Take a break. You're allowed to take a break. Remember, we talked about that. It's actually more than being allowed. It's part of the process. So if you're feeling all of that, that is my suggestion. It will be very beneficial, and you will feel better, and you will feel like you have hit the reset button and you can move forward again. Because come Friday, the moon then moves into fiery Aries. Okay? So you're going to get fired up on Friday. All right? So just if you need to let it pass, if you need to surrender and let go and rest and escape for a little while, of course, I would never say like dive into drugs and alcohol, but try to find a healthy escape. Meditate, swim, go to the beach, right, on Thursday, if that's calling to you. Because on Friday, you're going to feel differently, okay? Friday, the moon moves into Aries, and that is fiery energy. Like you will get that fight back, right? That fight, that little fight energy within you, the warrior, right? The high expression of the warrior is like, that's that let's fucking go energy back, okay? You're getting back on the horse and you're like, okay, let's go. I'm ready again. I'm ready to get going again because I gave myself the time on Thursday. Now I'm ready to get going again. And so we have beautiful aspects. That sextile energy is very supportive. And so the moon is sextiling both Pluto and Jupiter. And so while she is in Aries, when she is getting that supportive aspect to Pluto, we're feeling like, okay, like I'm ready to transform the thing. I'm ready to unearth whatever I wasn't able to see before. And I'm ready to transform it. I'm ready to evolve it. And when Jupiter, right, the planet of expansion, good fortune, blessings, is in a beautiful supportive aspect to the moon in Aries, it's the same kind of energy, right? Like I'm ready to take that next big step. And big is relative term. Okay? So whatever that is for you. Feel fired up on Friday, and tap into that motivating energy. Maybe you're going to feel, right? The moon is all about feeling like you want to move your body on Friday. Aries is the body and our vitality, our physical vitality. So yeah, go work out on Friday. Take a run, dance. Whatever your workout is for you, move your body. Move that energy through your body if you are feeling the call to that as well. Okay, so now we're going to move to Saturday. And Saturday is the really big day. So we had kind of a little bit of an activation, I think, on Thursday when the moon is conjunct Saturn. But then on Saturday, Saturn goes retrograde. Okay? Now, Saturn moved direct on November 4th of 2023. And I remember that very clearly because I had done a sound bath for a very special couple on their wedding day on November 4th. And actually, she's one of my moon sisters. And so as she is listening to this, a shout out to you guys. And when I had looked at their chart for their wedding and I saw that Saturn was going direct on their wedding day, I was like, oh, that is so beautiful, because that is the energy of standing the test of time, right? Beautiful, beautiful Saturn energy. And so that is when Saturn went direct, November 4th of 2023. And now on Saturday, June 29th, Saturn is going retrograde. Okay, so we have had a lot of energy of moving forward, okay, with our work ethic, with building structure in our external world. And so with Saturn going retrograde, and Saturn's going to be retrograde until November 15th of this year. Okay, so, and there will be other things happening. Like I said, next week, Neptune is also going to be retrograde. Now, I want to be very clear that retrogrades are not negative. There's been so much like hoopla, right, around when Mercury goes retrograde. And the thing is, retrogrades are the words. Review, reflect, reconnect, rewire, redo, redirect. You get what I'm putting down here? These are more internal energies. And so we are going to have a period of time now, beginning on Saturday, where we are really going within to redirect our focus and our attention on what we are building now. Okay? So Saturn is the planet of time. That is why this whole video is the time is now. Okay? We have, look, astrology is our cycles. There's cycles within cycles within cycles within cycles. You know, our precessional cycle is 24,000 years. Every planet has its own cycle. The moon has her own cycle. We are cyclical beings. And so we are in a cycle now for the next month, right? This is what I talked about at the beginning of the episode. But we are also in larger cycles, one of which is until the end of this year, particularly November. A lot is going to be going on in November. It is a huge month for us to end the year. I mean, no joke, guys. And of course, I will be here to guide you through it each week. But I want to lay out the bigger picture for you so you have the perspective, the eagle's eye perspective, okay? We have this initiation on Saturday of Saturn moving retrograde. Now, all week, the energy has been building up. So, because when a planet is getting very close to retrograde, which, by the way, the planets are never actually moving backwards. Okay, that is an optical illusion because we are closer to these planets in our orbits, in our orbit and the orbit of that planet. And so we are in a very close point in the orbit cycles with us and the planet, whether it's Saturn, Mercury, Neptune, whatever it is. And so it appears to be moving backwards. You know, the best example I've ever heard of how this works is, you know, when you're driving and there's a car next to you or a truck next to you, and you're like, as you're moving closer to that vehicle, you can look at the wheels and it almost looks as if the wheels are now moving backwards. That's an optical illusion, right? They're not actually moving backwards. But that is what is happening when planets go retrograde. And so it is asking us to really be internal, be reflective. Take the time to focus on how we're going to redirect, realign, review, reflect on what we are building now. So what I'm suggesting to you is that from now, Saturday, June 29th, until Saturn goes direct on November 15th, you're going to want to allow reflection, allow rewiring, redoing, reviewing of whatever it is you are working on. It's not just simply linear, right? We don't just barrel ahead, you know, moving forward on the path without ever reflecting on how it's going. Like, is that exactly the way I want it, or do I need to tweak that a little bit? Review, right? Reflect, redo. All right, so you're getting what I'm putting down here. Okay, Saturday. So, I also want to say that the moon in Aries on Saturday, really, at least Eastern Standard Time, while we're sleeping, the moon will have passed over the North Node and is still very close, okay, to the North Node on Saturday. And so just please know everything that's coming in for you this week, this is moving you forward on your destined path. The North Node, we've already had Venus, right, squaring the nodes. The moon is moving over the North Node in Aries on Saturday, Friday into Saturday. Okay, so this is all aligning you. Trust it. Trust the changes that you feel you're ready to make, and the focus that you have now going forward, it's all right on time. The other thing I want to share about Saturn is that, remember I mentioned that Saturn is the ancient ruling planet of Aquarius, the sign of Aquarius. And so I feel also that with Saturn going retrograde now until November 15th, there is a rewiring that is happening with the collective, okay? Because come September, again, big picture here, people, Pluto is going to retrograde back into Capricorn. And then come November, like I said, November's a big month. Pluto is going to move into Aquarius for the next 20 years. There's no more retrograding out of Aquarius for the next 2 decades. So we will be, that to me, Pluto and Aquarius, that is the real beginning of the Age of Aquarius, which is all about being your true authentic self, and understanding that when each and every person can be their true authentic self, we shift the collective into authenticity, into win-win energy for all. We drop the masks, we drop the conditioning, we are done with, well, if it's good for me, great. If it's not so good for you, oh well. We're done with that. There's no more of this top-down, patriarchal, I'm going to win at any cost energy. No way. And so Saturn, being the ancient ruler of Aquarius, we kick off this week with the moon in Aquarius. Saturn is going retrograde on Saturday so that we can rewire those Aquarian energies within us. Wherever Aquarius is in your chart, this is big energy for you, okay? Saturn is also the planet of karma. So I'm going to be real. Things are coming home to roost, okay? There is no escaping now that we are all going to reap what we have sown. And that is not to scare anyone, because the truth is, this is at play in every moment, okay? Karma is not good or bad. Karma is consequences of actions, period. Karma is Newtonian. It is the apple falling from the tree, okay? Because of things that were set into motion, okay? For every action, there is a reaction. That is karma. That is the Newtonian principle. For every action, there's a reaction. That is karma. It's consequence of action, period. There's no good or bad. We want to, think that consequences, right? We have denotated that word to be very negative, but it is not negative. It is actually neutral. So, I am putting it out there that we are going to see the repercussions, the consequences on a world stage from now, Saturday, until November 15th, especially. Okay? The world stage could get crazy. I am telling you, that is none of your business. Okay? No, seriously, it's none of your business. Your business is to be in alignment, is to stay in your own lane, is to keep your vibration high, is to keep your nose down and doing the work that you know you need to do on yourself and in your world. Whatever is playing out on the world stage is right on time. And I do not want you to get caught up in anything that's happening. Anything. Okay? It's none of our business. There is a reckoning. That is a Saturn word. A reckoning that is happening now. Let it happen. This is going to happen to people in your life too. In your communities. People that you have come across. And that reckoning is going to be both beneficial and detrimental. Well, not even detrimental. Again, I don't want to put judgment on it. It's just going to be what it is, okay? For those of us who have been doing the inner work, who have been trying to heal, who have been trying to make amends, who have been trying to break old patterns, we are going to see the consequences of that. And in many ways, they're going to feel like rewards. And for those people who have not been willing to see the truth, have not been truthful, have been hiding, have been keeping secrets, have been hurting others in the process, it's all coming home. That is Saturn. Okay? So let it happen. Stay in your lane. and keep your nose down. Focus on what you know you need to focus on now, because Saturn is also the energy of building, of laying down those foundations, that strong structure that is in integrity, so you can build the skyscraper. If you do not have the strong foundation, you will not withstand the earthquake, right? I'm telling you, focus on your own foundation right now. Focus on what you want to build within yourself, all of those beautiful internal energies, and in your life. What do you want to build now? Because now is the foundation, especially within this next month until that Capricorn full moon at 29 degrees. That's going to be a big checking in point. And you're going to be able to look back on this last month and see, wow, what have I built so far? And I'll talk about that more next month, about how we're going to really do an assessment at that point. And then we will be able to move forward with building those foundations, whatever that is, laying the floors, putting up the walls, right? Putting in those structural beams so we can build that next floor. That's what we're going to be working on then, from July till mid-November, and even to the end of the year, really. Okay, we are coming to Sunday, June 30th now. And I really feel this is beautiful energy. Sunday, the moon moves into grounded earth energy, Taurus. And immediately, as soon as the moon moves into Taurus, then hits 1 degree, there's going to be a square to Pluto. Okay? And you may be sleeping, but you're going to feel this energy when you wake up on Sunday. And with a square to Pluto, that could feel intense. Okay? It could feel intense. It could feel like something is being unearthed, because Taurus is earth energy, and Pluto digs down deep, will unearth whatever is not in integrity to shine the light on the truth. What needs to be seen? That is what Pluto does, okay? The planet of the underworld, right? Hades is Pluto energy. It is the darkness. But being able to go down in the darkness and have those eyes of the owl that can see in the shadows. Okay? So you can see what has been lurking there, and when you shine the light on it, you're all automatically taking away so much of its power. Okay? Because now you see it. It's not operating and puppeteering you from the dark. You see it. It's been unearthed. And so whatever comes up for you that you are able to see on Sunday, maybe even into Monday, but particularly Sunday, it's very strong. Allow this to be illuminated for you and unearthed, so that you may look it straight in the eye and be like, okay, here's the truth. It's going to set me free. It's going to set me free. Because once that happens, transformation can unfold. Because ultimately, that is what Pluto wants for us, to be transformed into our next level. Okay? It's not to just, give us a hard time. It's always towards our evolution. And so while the moon is very personal energies, which is why I choose to work with the moon so closely, the moon is also representative of the people. Okay, the people on a collective scale. And so when I look at it through this lens and squaring Pluto, there could be something in the collective, in humanity itself, that is revealed, right? Some truth comes out, and some collective of people somewhere are unearthing truths that have been hidden, to us. And again, that is a time of reckoning, and that is a time of shining the light on what has been secretive, what has been hidden. And so that could play out on the world stage on Sunday. It could play out in your own world, within yourself. Something that you've been hiding, right? Your subconscious. Something comes up to the surface where you're like, oh my gosh, wow, that is unearthed now. I see it so clearly. And, Taurus energy is the bull that stands strongly on all four legs on the earth and is like, I know who I am. I am strong. The bull is an extremely powerful, strong animal. And so you can really feel strong and be in your strength, in your groundedness. Like, yes, I know who I am, and I know whatever's being revealed to me now is for my next steps. It is for my growth and my evolution and my transformation into my next level. So bring it, right? The bull does not run away. The bull charges, right? The matador will flash that red cloth, and the bull charges forward. We think of the bull's eye, right? The center, the focused center, the target. So what is your next target for yourself? That's how this energy can work for you. What is your next goal, right? Whatever is not in alignment for you, that is what's going to be revealed. And so let it go, right? Like literally open up your hand, let it go. Because when you're grounded in who you are and where you're moving now, what you're moving towards, what your next goal, what that bullseye is for you, you can charge forward with confidence and in your strength and your feelings of empowerment. And so I'm feeling that Sunday, that energy is extremely empowering for all of us. This was a long video, I know, but there was a lot here, guys. And I really hope that this is going to be a powerful, empowered, focused week for you all. I am sending you so much love and so much empowerment. I want to thank you for your time and your energy and your dedication to yourself on this path. Because like I said, when we each do the work, right? Aquarius, stepping into more and more of your true authentic self, well, that shifts the collective. We all individually make up the collective. So when each of us take the time to do the work, the inner work on ourselves, it manifests in our actual lives, and then it shifts in the world. So thank you. Thank you so much. I would love to know any of your comments and how this energy plays out for you, if you'd like to share. And for now, I'm going to say bye-bye and see you soon under the moon. I love you all so much. Take care.